Early January 1988, and powerful DeCavalcante family mobster Vincent "Jimmy the Gent" Rotondo was inside his car outside his home in Mill Basin, Brooklyn, when he was ambushed and shot multiple times. A fish was found next to his bullet-riddled corpse. Rotondo's murder has never been solved, and historians still debate the motive behind the killing of the popular gangster. Let's check it out. Welcome to OC Shorts, bringing you detailed historical snapshots of the American Mafia and other organised crime. Feel free to subscribe if you like that sort of thing. Today, we're going to take a look at the mysterious murder of the powerful DeCavalcante mobster Vincent "Jimmy the Gent" Rotondo. Born in 1930 in Brooklyn, Vincent Rotondo shared the same nickname as Lucchese family associate James Burke, Jimmy the Gent, although he is more often just known as Jimmy. He was a mobster in the DeCavalcante family, who looked after the New Jersey crime outfit's interests in New York. Some allege that Rotondo as a young man rubbed shoulders with the fearsome Anastasia on the Brooklyn Waterfront. Despite being a Brooklyn native, Vincent Rotondo became inducted into the New Jersey-based DeCavalcante family. His knowledge and understanding of the Brooklyn Waterfront and unions led him to become a valuable member of the New Jersey family, as Rotondo established his power as a waterfront racketeer. At the age of 33, he became an organizer for the ILA, specifically for Local 1814. This union local was essentially an asset of the Gambino crime family, but accommodations were made to have Rotondo in a position of influence. As well as labour racketeering, throughout his mob career, Rotondo was also involved in extortion, shylocking and gambling. Vincent Rotondo was a very popular mobster and had good relations with gangsters across all the 5 families. In the early 1980s, he was indicted along with Anthony "Tony Nap" Napoli, Benedetto "Benny" Alloy and Michael Franzese on charges of running a huge loan sharking operation where nearly $2 million was loaned to several corrupt businessmen. All mobsters were eventually acquitted of their charges. By 1988, Vincent Rotondo, in his late 50s, was a very powerful, respected, popular and influential mobster. He was a captain in the DeCavalcante family, and some reports suggest that he was the unofficial underboss. All of which leaves us with the question, why was Vincent "Jimmy the Gent" Rotondo gunned down outside his house with a fish left next to him? Let's take a look at the theories. Firstly, let's clear up the fish situation. When Vincent Rotondo's body was found with a fish next to him, the press had a field day. Thanks to the film The Godfather, they had visions of a Sicilian message where Jimmy Rotondo was sleeping with the fishes. Something that Mario Puzo, the author of The Godfather, had taken from the real-life hit on feared Gallo crew member Joe Jelly. However, according to source close to Rotondo's family, the fish was in a jar and was actually dinner for that evening. So the first theory about Rotondo's murder involves DeCavalcante boss John the Eagle Rigi. Earlier that decade, Rotondo had introduced a corrupt dentist to members of the DeCavalcante family as a criminal associate. Dr. Jesse Hyman was a licensed dentist who was involved in signing dental plans for union members, but essentially this was all part of an embezzlement scheme. Dr. Hyman got himself involved in an unrelated loan sharking indictment in Long Island, and he turned informer. The theory goes that due to Rotondo exposing members of the DeCavalcante family to an informer, family boss John Rigi had him whacked. This theory is often doubted because John Rigi and Vincent Rotondo were very close, and Rigi would have been foolish to take out his most powerful asset in New York, an area dominated by the 5 families. Taking out Vincent Rotondo would have weakened the DeCavalcante family in Manhattan and Brooklyn, although some suggest that John Rigi was perhaps jealous of Rotondo's popularity and power and felt threatened by him. But there is no evidence to support this. Another theory is that Gambino boss John Gotti was behind the Rotondo hit. It is speculated that Gotti was concerned by the power that Rotondo wielded on the Brooklyn Waterfront, an area that was primarily Gambino territory. At Vincent Rotondo's funeral, John Gotti showed up with 20 men, which some people saw as a show of strength. Rotondo's son, Anthony Rotondo, a future Jersey captain who would eventually turn government witness, said that when Rigi left the room, he looked like he saw a ghost, and then announced that the DeCavalcante crime family would from then on be a family within a family, answering to Gotti. However, this theory is also doubted due to the fact that when Sammy the Bull Gravano flipped a few years later and told the government about all the killings that he and Gotti had been involved in, Rotondo's murder was never mentioned at all. This would seem a strange oversight considering all of the hits, and including those of minor players, that Gravano testified knowing about. If the Dapper Don wasn't responsible, then his meeting at the funeral could perhaps have been Gotti grilling Rigi to see if Rotondo had been whacked by him or anyone else in the DeCavalcante family. After all, Vincent Rotondo had been an ally to the Gambino family for the best part of 3 decades. Interestingly, it wasn't only Sammy the Bull Gravano who didn't mention the Rotondo killing when he flipped. Numerous other powerful Brooklyn and Queens-based mobsters who turned informer didn't report any knowledge of who was responsible for the Rotondo killing. Such informers included Anthony Gaspipe Casso and Fat Pete Chiodo of the Lucchese family, Carmine Sessa and Greg Scarpa of the Colombo family, and Sal Vitale and Joe Massino of the Bonanno family. The fact that none of these influential mobsters across 4 families testified any information regarding Rotondo's killing leads to speculation that the man ultimately responsible for the Rotondo hit was from the 5th family not mentioned, Vincent the Chin Gigante of the Genovese. Some historians speculate that perhaps the Genovese were trying to weaken the Gambinos on the Brooklyn Waterfront and create a rift with the DeCavalcantes by making it seem like it was either Gotti or Rigi who was responsible for Rotondo's killing. Perhaps this was another Machiavellian move by Gigante and his Genovese hierarchy, similar to what they achieved in Philadelphia a few years before. Again, there is no proof behind this theory, and Rotondo and Gigante went back a long time. However, does that really mean anything in that life? Let me know your thoughts on Rotondo's killing in the comments below, and perhaps if this ever reaches Sammy the Bull Gravano, it would be fascinating to hear his opinion on it. I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.